Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're so thrilled to get some legal minds in here. Girls, when you grow up, it's cool to be smart. We got some smart ladies in here, Shaina and Marie, some attorneys. Come on, put this down. Now, we want everybody to know that throughout this interview, you'll see their website and their phone number on the screen. Be sure to get in touch with them. Let's start off with just a general question. When you were growing up, did your mom and dad say they wanted you to be a lawyer or a doctor? Go ahead.
No. My mom and dad, they were very much more practical. They said, be a good person, go out into the world and do what you can do and be the best at whatever you decide to do.
And then when did that hit you? I'm going to go ahead and be a lawyer.
Actually, a little later in life. I went to undergrad in communications. I thought I was going to make movies and go that route and realize...
Oh, that's right. I see the whole, you know.
And I realized early on that it was more about, I really wanted to get into finances, and I went that route. I was a credit counselor, a banker.
I see.
And then I realized I was giving a lot of advice, but I had to stop it short and had to say, unfortunately, I can't talk about this. You need to go talk to your attorney. And at that point, I said, you know what? I can be that attorney, and that's when I decided to go to law school.
Fascinating story. And your story, could you top that?
Actually, I grew up here locally. I was a farm worker. Growing up, I was a migrant worker from Mexican parents, I'm Mexican American, and we migrated between Texas and Florida and Michigan and other states. So going to law school was probably the furthest thing from my mind, and I eventually moved back to Florida, in Immokalee, Florida. I met and married my husband, and we both went to school, went to undergrad together while we were married and had our children, and I became a teacher in one of the local high schools here. And later on, I decided that this was the time to go to law school, so it was a second career for me,
Okay.
so yeah.
Both great stories. And by the power invested in me, as the host and executive producer of Lee Pitts Live, I now christen you as legal advisors for Lee Pitts Live TV show. Put that on your resume, okay?
Absolutely.
Hey, yes.
Absolutely.
We will be getting you in here from time to time to give us some legal advice. So we're introducing you to all of Southwest Florida. Fascinating stories. We heard about the human interest story, but how? Tell us. I know you guys worked in the government sector of law for a minute. How did that prepare you? Tell me what you did and how did it prepare you for what you're doing now?
I started off my career in a private firm. I was an immigration attorney, and then shortly after I went into the state attorney's office here in the 20th Circuit. I represented the state of Florida and the county of Lee County, and then I transferred to Henry and Glades County, and I was there for about 4.5 years prosecuting all ranges of cases, from juvenile cases, misdemeanor county ordinances, felony cases, first, second, third degree felonies, specialty courts, all of those things, and that really taught me how to deal with a whole
Eminently,
yes.
You're eminently qualified.
Yes, absolutely.
And yours, the short version?
Yes, I worked for the Office of Criminal Conflict and Civil Regional Counsel, and they really do a wide variety of things. They are the conflict public defenders, so any criminal cases where the public defenders cannot take a person for different reasons, they go over to the regional counsel side, and I represented people in misdemeanors, specialty courts, so that's the mental health and felony drug court. And then I also really focused on dependency. We're in the Children's Network building, and that's been my main area for the last 4.5 years in Lee County and in Charlotte County.
Okay, so now you two have taken all of that wealth of experience, put it together, and form what we know now, and people will know from here forth, Berrette and Zuppke, attorney at law.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Staying right here, tell us about your office.
Well, we formed in February, and so we are a newly formed company, but this has really been a long time in the making, and we started as friends in law school and built that relationship, and we both realized that we wanted to kind of spread our wings a little bit and be able to offer more to our community than we really were able to through the government. And so really we're focusing on the caring, compassion, and consideration for our clients and being able to give that extra attention through the legal advice.
What area expertise?
Well,
Focus.
Right now, we're a general practice firm right now, but we have such a wide range of background: criminal, family law, dependency, and we've really, and immigration. Right now, we're doing a lot of stuff with the ongoing immigration.
Right, and I remember when Maria was saying she was a migrant worker, immediately I thought about immigration. I've been seeing you guys out there with your boots on the ground, touching people and actually advising people and being intricately involved in the community. Maria, is that something you guys want to do with your firm, make sure you're involved in the community, not just over there in some ivory tower?
Absolutely. We've been doing several speaking events with several organizations, the Haitian Democratic Society, the Women Democratic Society, even other organizations to kind of get the word out and educate people on what's going on in a whole list of areas.
And
so
it's
we
great
do,
to see ladies at the top, by the way. What distinguishes you from other firms around here?
One of the unique things about our firm is that because of our background, we do have the ability to help individuals with several areas. Because normally when an individual is facing their lowest points in their lives, it tends to affect them in several different areas. For example, if they come in with a family law issue, they may also have a criminal issue or an immigration issue, and we can help them with all of that. And also, I'm fluent in Spanish, which is a huge asset because there are not a lot of attorneys who are able to communicate with their clients effectively without a third person there. And we also have fluent Creole interpreters that we have available to assist certain members of the community.
That's good to have, because people are not that sensitive to understand that various people have different language barriers, and so when they interface with you and realize you speak Spanish,
Yes.
that's a big relaxation there.
It does. It helps them to describe their problems more fully, and they're not as nervous, and they just feel more comfortable and at ease.
What can clients expect once you retain them as a client?
Okay. Well, first we have our consultation process. We offer a free 30-minute consultation, and then once they retain us, we teach them. We advise them and guide them through the legal process, which is a very scary thing for a lot of people because they're facing some pretty serious consequences a lot of the time, and they are not familiar with the system. So we do guide them on what to do throughout the process, what to expect with the court system, and we teach them to be self-advocates for themselves as well so that they don't become vulnerable and they don't have themselves in that situation in the future.
I see.
And
what are some pressing legal issues in our community now?
Well, right now there's a wide range of things that you hear going on in the news. You heard big thing is the opiate crisis that's going on, and it really is affecting all of our legal areas on an overall basis, and the dependency area that I practice, especially for parents. So many parents really want the services, they want the help, but they really run out of areas of where they can go to get the help, and then it comes back to the Department of Children and Families to help with getting those services. On the criminal side of things, there really is a debate that's going on right now between punitive and rehabilitative services in the court system. What services work best? How can we get the lowest rate of recidivism, returning, having these people who have these addiction issues coming back into the community and going on to live healthy lives? What's the best route to get them there? Through my involvement with the felony drug court and the family drug court, that through the dependency system, I really got to work with a lot of different organizations hands-on.
So even in talking to people here at the Children's Network, and they were telling me about a lot of these babies are being born with opium addictions and so on and so forth. So a little quiet Southwest Florida, those days are gone, huh?
I don't want to say they're gone. It's hidden out of view. It affects all aspects of it. It's not just the low income or poor. It is everyone. And unfortunately, a lot of people who have access to the services, if you are on the more wealthy side of things, you have more readily access through your health care, other types of service providers that you can reach out for help before it gets to the point where it's affecting your whole life, your whole family. Unfortunately, a lot of people in our community, they don't have that option, and so it does affect their entire family. It affects their jobs. It affects so many areas in their life.
Now, the when a person interfaces with you and you got these types of social issues going on, are you able to detach yourself from being the attorney just by the book and get personal with that?
Yes, it is hard because you want to make sure you're giving the strongest legal advice, and really to do that you have to take yourself out of the picture emotionally. However, I find that when you can relate to your clients, they're more open to you, they want the help, they see that you genuinely care about them, that you are open to giving them hope. Big part of our job is giving them hope to work through their system.
Are we finding people representing themselves in court? And if so, is that a good thing?
We find that they are representing themselves in court. Unfortunately, we believe that they shouldn't be, not just because we are attorneys, but especially through our time in the government. There's so many processes and paperwork and forms and things that you really need to have that high attention to detail, which as attorneys we're trained in that. We find many people have come into our office and they come in with some of their documents that they've drawn up themselves, especially in family law. They want it to be amicable. They're really trying to work things out with having to spend the money on a family attorney. However, we find that those contracts often don't have the detail, and in a few years where you're doing alternating weekends, sharing custody of your child, well, what weekend is it? Whose weekend is it? Who has that birthday? And that's just one example that we have seen that attorneys really are important.
I see. As Maria, we've been having your website and phone number on the screen throughout the interview, but how can people learn more about your firm other than going to your website?
We also have a Facebook page at Berrette and Zuppke, and besides the website, www.b-zlaw.com, we have the events that are continuously being posted online and through Facebook. We are always going out to different areas to speak on behalf of several different issues, be it immigration or family law. So organizations can contact us as well, so that we can go out and speak and do a presentation on a number of topics that they would like us to.
I know you said you speak Spanish, but I don't believe you, so I want you to look into that camera, take about 30 seconds and say something in Spanish.
Si usted necesita servicios legales en las áreas de familia, inmigración, derechos penales y dependencia, por favor, contáctenos a la oficina de Berrette y Zuppke en el número que está en la pantalla. Gracias.
Okay, whatever she said, I agree. Ladies, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Look forward to getting you back in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, they're right there. So saying go on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like these fine attorneys who are doing it. We'll be right back with Roy Kennicks.
Okay, thank you.